Hi everyone and welcome to this mock interview. Today we have with us Mukta. Mukta is a module lead in QA and she has 7+ years of experience. She has worked both in automation and functional testing. She has knowledge of Selenium, Java and some other tools. So today we will do this mock interview and I will check her knowledge, her technical knowledge, process knowledge, problem solving abilities, creative thinking, fact finding, behavioral aspects. And at the end of this interview, I will share my feedback. So I will give my feedback on the resume. I will tell what is good, what is bad, what can be improved, and then I will give my feedback on the interaction, or what was well, what can be improved, and all these things. All my feedback I will give at the end. I will also give a general feedback and the best practices for the interview. So I hope this will help everyone. So we can start now. Mukta, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. So welcome, Mukta, and we can start with something general. You can tell me about uh, your project, your experiences, your skills, your education.
Yeah. My name is my name is Mukta Sangre. I am from Pune. I did Master of Science in Computer Science from Nashik. I have a total 7+ year of experience in automation and manual testing and working with Intelligent Technology Private Limited as a module lead. I'm good in automation and manual testings, and I'm currently working with eTool, working in project eTool software project. And yeah, and I have completed MSc already, I told. And roles and responsibility of this project is performing various testing, smoke testing, sanity testings, functionality testing, retestings, regression, and end-to-end testings. Automating the design of framework. Identify the selecting automations, test cases, and as required working with the individual contributor, with small team, large team size. Yeah, involved in test case preparations, test case review and executions, attending daily scrums call, defect call, creating, enhancing, and executing the test cases. Yeah, maintaining the changes and executing the regression test, and provide the status to the client delivery managers and test team, and also and also executing the SQL queries, and validating the data as per test cases. And my current project is eTool software. eTool software is a age care standard, uh, E&S, and this is the module of these applications. There's multiple modules on these applications like E&S, age care standard, ESA, and ERAD. Yeah, but I'm working on E&S and age care standards. We provide the facility to customers, all maintaining all these projects for in uh, humans.
Okay, great. Uh, so Mukta, can you recall and tell me all the tools and platforms you have used until now in different types of projects? Like in the all these years, you must have worked on different projects, and you must have used a lot of tools and other platforms, both for functional and automation testing. So can you recall and give me a list of all these tools and platforms?
Yeah, currently I'm using Selenium. Selenium means Eclipse IDE with Selenium, Java, and defect tracking tools using Jira. And in my previous company, I'm using Jira also, and uh, this company's our tools, INF tools, and we all record in these tools, defect tracking, logging, reporting, and all. We was mentioned this to project. And in my MSc, we was working on this. Means we made the project like crime management in Linux platform with Java, and in MSc, we made the project in .NET, sales and purchase managements.
Okay, great, great. So Mukta, you
You
have
are on
mentioned.
mute. Yeah,
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not mention my academic projects. Already experience project I have mentioned in my project. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to know what all tools and platforms you have worked with. So that's okay. And Mukta, in your resume, you have mentioned that you have worked on responsive testing. So can you explain what exactly is responsive testing and how did you implement it?
Responsive testing. Responsive.
Yeah, so if you see your resume, on the fourth line itself, it is mentioned that, you have done all the black box, white box, mobile testing, and responsive testing of
Actually, this
web-based
is a
application.
regression. Yeah, yeah, regression testing. Yeah, sorry, this mistakes. Yeah,
Okay, it is regression, not responsive, right?
yeah, not responsive regression.
Okay, so maybe you can correct that in your resume.
Yeah, yeah, I will
Uh,
correct definitely.
okay, and I also see database testing with data validations mentioned in your resume. So, what did you do exactly in database testing? What are the tools and platforms you used here?
As per company, in my previous company, I validate the data. They we using that time SQL SQL database, and yeah, SQL database, and I have access to I have access for database. Then I put the means access the database, and as per project wise, and then validate data. Suppose validate the all record are present or not in the database. For example, student records. This is example, and we had project like project management. Then all statuses are present or not, and then same is statuses is present or not in front end and back end are same. Then only validate the data, and soft delete and hard delete is then I have delete the record. Then this record is present or not in database. Only soft delete we had completed. Means we had we means I delete only soft delete for front end, and then check then database is already delete completely delete or only soft delete. Then validate the data in database.
Okay.
I have access only soft delete. Yeah, then validate data. And in current company also only validate the data, not hard delete. Yeah.
All right, Mukta. So, did you use any tool for doing this? What exactly were you using? Were you doing it manually, or did you use any kind of tools for doing this database testing?
Uh, I have using only manually access the database and all, not use any tools.
Okay. That means you have good knowledge of SQL, and I see you have mentioned that in your resume as well, right?
Yeah.
All right. Fine, Mukta. So, I'm sharing a link with you. If you see your chat window, can you see that
Okay.
link?
1 minute. Yeah.
All right. And let me also
Can I
share.
click on this link?
Yeah, click. Yeah, you can click and open it. And let me also share my screen. All right. I hope you can see my screen as well, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, Mukta. So have you gone to that link? I have written hi, Mukta. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
All right. So Mukta, write a SQL query for me where, let us say, there is an employee table, and this table has ID, names of employee, their address, and salary. Okay. So write a SQL query to find or print the name of the employee that has the second largest salary in the table. Let me also just write it for you. Write SQL query to find employee with
Second,
second largest salary. Okay.
write a skill query to find employee with second largest salary. Can I write
Yeah, you can write.
in chat box, right?
No, this collab edit window, the link that I sent you, you are able to see that, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Can I click on
just
proceed?
start writing here. Uh,
Write a skill query to find employee with second largest. Table name also employee table, right?
yeah, table name is employee.
Yeah. Second largest, right?
So Mukta, can you tell me what will be the logic? How will you just, if you are okay with the only telling the logic behind, this question, like how will you find the second largest from any table, second largest number or any second largest entity? What will you do? What will be your logic?
Yeah, second largest.
So largest is fine, right? For largest, you can just use max or you can use, use operators or anything,
Yeah,
right?
largest. Yeah, highest. Yeah.
So just whatever you are thinking, like, for finding a second largest, what should be the logic? Uh, if you can just tell me that.
Yeah, means for example, employer salaries far means second largest salaries. Suppose 5 employee and then 10, 12, 30, 40, 50 means 1,000 salary from there. Then second largest means 40,000. Yeah. Then max salary. Suppose group, yeah, like group by salary. Select star from employee, then group by salary, then salary, uh, order by salary, descending, uh, descending one, yeah, yeah, group by salary and order by salary, descending one and one. One minute, can I write?
Yeah.
Select Not able to type. Reconnect. Employee. Select star from employee. Group by salary. Order by sending descending group by salary. Limit 1 and 1. 1 and descending limit 1. Yeah, order by salary and descending, then descending 1. Actually, I struggle with the limit and all. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, no issues, Mukta. That's fine. I'm just stop share. I'll stop sharing. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. So that is okay. All right. So Mukta, you have also worked on Linux systems, right? As you have mentioned in your resume, right?
Yeah, actually not mentioned in Linux. Yeah, actually I will not work on, but I'm using then college time. Yeah, I have in my BSc. Then I have project from Linux. I made a project from Linux platform. Yeah, 2 to 3
So
project. Yeah, that time I work on this project on Linux platform. Currently, I'm using Windows.
okay. So how much exposure do you have to on Linux? What exactly did you do? Like if you can briefly tell me.
Sorry.
I'm asking about the Linux platform. What exactly did you do? How much exposure do you have on Linux?
Linux means that time I'm using Linux operating system. Then means use command lines and all that time. Yeah, this fast 10 to 12 years. Yeah.
Okay, no issues, Mukta. Uh, so you have been working on Selenium and Java, right? And you know object-oriented programming.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So will you be comfortable if I ask you to write something in Java?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
all right. So let me again, I'll again share my screen and you can go back to the same link. Okay, so here
Okay.
I will change this to Java. So can you write a, I'll just say, write a class in Java and create a constructor. Do you understand what is a constructor?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so just write a very simple Java class with a constructor. Don't worry a
Java
lot.
class for.
Just write any Java
Yeah. Yeah.
class.
Means
It can be,
any class.
yeah,
Okay.
you can name it anything, student, employee, or anything. You can name it anything and write a constructor.
Okay. Class.
Just tell me when you are done.
Oh, sorry. Hello. Yeah, done. This is a constructor of this class, and I also means I will also mention in the public. Yeah, public class and public. Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
fine, Mukta. So, what exactly is a constructor and why do we use it?
Uh, means when I'm not define the constructor, then the constructor by default constructor will call. Yeah, then yeah, constructor has the same name of class name. Constructor has the same name of class name, and constructor name must be the same as means class name. Constructor must have no explicit return type, and it's cannot be abstracts, final, and static. Means constructor cannot be abstract. Yeah, and
Okay,
but different type of constructors means parameterized constructor and all. A default constructor and parameterized constructor. In default constructor, no argument. Yeah, and parameterized constructor, you can mention the argument and call this.
okay. So, you have worked on Selenium Java framework, right?
Yes, yes.
So, Mukta, how was it? Did you create the framework yourself, or you were just a part of a team who were
I have
using the
created a
framework
framework myself. Yeah, I
yourself?
have
Okay,
created framework myself. Yeah.
great. So, in your Selenium Java framework, did you ever use a constructor anywhere?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So,
Yeah, I have used the constructors means and also call the constructor means super also super methods in constructors, and also call the constructor, and also mention the method of this constructor means page factory dot initialize the method of. Hello.
okay. So, for when you use this constructor in your Selenium Java framework, what was the actual use? Why did you add that constructor? Can you recall and tell me?
Yeah, in my current project I have used constructor in page object page classes to initialize the element, initialize the element in page factory. I have used in this method also. I'll tell page factory dot initialize element, and driver will mention this, and also these parameters also used in these constructors. Means initialize the element to the methods of, yeah, in for initialization purpose.
Okay. So Mukta, can you explain your the structure and design of your framework? How did you start? Maybe you can give me a complete step-by-step process of what you did, what all did you add, how did you design and the structure of your framework?
Okay, me different. I have created Maven. First of all, I have created a Maven project. Yeah, and Maven project. After that, I have created. Uh, After create the Maven project, we have created the one source files, main file, and one test file, and we have created multiple packages on this project. One is page object package, test package, configuration file package, Excel utility package, and also by default created the pom.xml files. I have created a testng.xml file for executions, test case executions. And yeah, multiple packages are created. After that, we I create the folder for drivers, and I mention the drivers. If you want any driver, Chrome driver, Firefox drivers, and given path from this in base class. And in base class, I have created the base class in test a test package. And then how many pages are there, then this page class I have created page package. And same as test class, I have created a test package. And in page pom.xml files, I have uh, create the means I have put libraries. If you want any text XML for test ng libraries, uh, Selenium libraries, and Apache POI, Excel utility libraries. Yes, means I have mentioned these libraries in pom.xml file.
Okay.
And yeah, test util packages I have mentioned in screenshot command utils and generic functions in test util package.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine. Mukta. So you created a Maven project, right? Maven framework. Uh,
Yes, I have
so
created.
what is the advantage? Why did you create a Maven project, and what would happen if you do not create a Maven project in a simple project?
uh Maven is Maven is used for build and executions for management, for test management.
Yeah, fine. Mukta, so, my question is, let us say I have two options, right? I can, when I'm creating
Yeah.
a Java project, I can just create a simple project, or I can create a Maven project, right? So what is the difference? How Maven project will be helpful? What is the difference if I create a simple project?
Yeah, main difference is Maven is download the libraries itself. If you want, then we mention only pom.xfl files and update the Maven project. Then Maven is download the itself. Then in a normal project, we add the libraries in build path configuration path files is manually. And in Maven, no need to manually find and add to directly. Yeah, and Maven is uh, building and running codes is yeah.
Okay. So Mukta, you have used Eclipse. Any other IDE you have used until now?
No, I have used Eclipse only. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, in automation testing for a browser application, we have to deal with objects, right? So we have to find out the object locators and identifiers, all those things, and we have to put in our project and framework. Okay. So what are the best practices? What did you use to find objects? How did you maintain your object repository in your project?
Yeah, object repository. I mean, maintaining page. Yeah, page package. Yeah, means all objects are mentioned in there, and then and access then whenever you use, then they access in other class. Hello,
Okay, okay. So that's fine.
hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Mukta, just tell me. Let us say I have to. Uh, I'm creating a automation testing project with Selenium for a browser application, right? Now I have to find all the objects and put in my project, put in an object repository, right? So what should be the best practices? How will I identify these objects? What should I use to identify these objects? How should I create the locators of these objects? So in case you have any doubts, you can ask me to explain the question, or if you have any doubts, you can tell me. So I hope you got the question. Let me know if you need any clarification on that.
Yeah, means you tell any means we locate the elements, web elements, and mention in one class. Yeah.
Okay, so how do
Please
we
repeat this question. Yeah. Yeah.
so okay, let me rephrase my question. How do we
Yeah.
find objects for automation, and how do we create object locators for automation? A simple question. Okay, so just tell me that, how do we uh, create object locators for automation testing?
Create object locator.
Okay,
Okay.
let's say I go to a Google page.
Means
Okay.
find the element using extra. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that, let us take an example. I go to, let us say, the login page of any web application, right? And here I have to find uh, locators for the objects, that is the username text box, the password text box, and the login button. And then I have to keep these
Yes.
locators in my project, in my framework, so that we can do automation and we can do actions on those objects. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Yes.
so what will I do? How will I create locators for these three objects: the username, text box, the password box, and the login button?
Yeah. Means I have write this locator in page class. Page class. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have write this this locator in page class, and also implement in methods accordingly. And this method is accessed in test class and execute the test case.
okay. So, do you know about the properties of a object? What are the different properties that we can have on of a web object?
Properties. Yeah, configuration dot properties files. Yeah, first of all,
Okay.
login username password. This is a global, means you use in all pages. Like then means I have used in configuration dot properties files, and then access this locators. Means mention this username password in properties files and access this from base class and executes accordingly. URL xyz URL equal to x means www.facebook.com, and username passwords, and you also mentions browser also, means you use Chrome Firefox accordingly, and then
Okay.
apply for yeah. And locator means find locator is used in base class files, and also used in page class files. Yes,
Okay.
means depend on your project. Yeah.
All right, Mukta. So, I'm done with my questions. And before I give the feedback, do you have anything to ask or any questions for me?
No, please give me any corrections and all. Then I will do. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, Mukta, overall, it was good interaction. I see that there is some lack in confidence. So you have to be a little more confident when you answer the questions. And the confidence will come from experience and your skills and whatever you have mentioned in your resume. Okay. So we have to
Yeah.
be very, very, very careful that we mention the right things in the resume. We mention the things that we have actually worked with, because most of the questions are going to come from there. Okay, in my case, also in
Resume.
this interaction, also most of the questions that I have taken are coming directly from your resume, and it's like everything is from there only. Okay, so you have to make sure that you prepare your resume, create your resume carefully, and then you have to be a little more confident while you are answering the questions. You can ask for explanation if you do not understand a question. You can always ask for some more details or explanation. That is fine, but yeah, you have to be a little more confident. uh, I would say that prepare some obvious question. I'll come to your resume as well and give you some feedback on that. But before that, I'm just giving the feedback on the interaction. So there will be some very obvious questions, like when we start, it will be like tell me something about your project, your current project, your skill set, or tell me something about yourself. So these are some very obvious questions that we can always prepare in advance, and we can be very confident, and this particular part can be very smooth. Okay, so you just prepare these some obvious questions. Also, it can be coming from your resume. If you highlight something in your resume, you will know that this question can be asked for sure, like there are very high chances, so you can prepare all those questions. uh, when I asked you about some DB testing tools, you did you said that you have done mostly manually, so you explained me that, which was good. uh, for a person with 7 years of experience, people may expect that at least what are the tools being used for DB testing, what can be some automation tools, or what are the general tools. Okay, so it's okay if you have not worked with that, but if you can know some tools and have some knowledge about that, yeah, it will be very good. Uh, for the SQL part, because you have mentioned this in your resume, that's the only reason I asked you to write a very simple SQL query, and you took some time. So maybe you can kind of check that. If you are mentioning that, then you should be ready with some. You should be ready that if you are asked to write some query, you should be able to do that. Okay. Uh,
Yes.
then I asked you about Java constructor, and it was good. You were able to write, and you were able to tell me about constructor. uh, I will say that prepare a little on object-oriented concepts, because you have mentioned that in your resume. So, interface, polymorphism,
Yeah.
abstraction, all those things. So all that you can, prepare. Then it can come from your Selenium, that, in Selenium we use WebDriver. So what is WebDriver? So WebDriver is an interface. And, then the obvious question would be, what's an interface, how it is used? So those kind of things. Uh, for the structure and design of your framework, again, you can prepare a little bit more on that. So you can start with what are maybe with the structure of your framework. Then you can go with the libraries that you have used. You should know that why you are using some particular library, or some particular tool, or some any particular plugin that you are using in your framework, why you are using it. You should have that knowledge. When I asked you about Maven, again, you can read a little bit on more why we use Maven. So you are very close, but you can read a little bit on that. Uh, how to locate objects. So this was what I asked you, that in automation framework, it is one of the most important things that we create locators for the objects. So this is something I think you will need to understand and read a little more, and prepare yourself. So if you are saying that you have like 7 years of experience, and you have created a Selenium Java framework from scratch all by yourself, these can be some very obvious questions in your interview. Okay, object repositories, how to locate
Okay.
objects, how to create object locators, what properties of the objects do we use, what are the best properties that we can use, what if we do not have some defined properties of objects, what we do in that case, how do we create the locators. Okay, these are some obvious questions. Then as I said, you have to be a little more confident. Okay, and be a little bit more calm during the interaction. So you can go with a medium pace. Do not hurry. Take your time. When an interviewer asks you a question, you can let the interviewer complete the question, then pause for 2 to 3 seconds, and then start replying. And you have done a good job there, but you can improve on that as well. Uh, and be honest with your with your interview, with your experience, with your resume. Tell what you have done, and if anything is asked and you do not know about that, you can very politely say that I do not know about this. And of course, you should then also not mention these kind of things in your resume if you have not done that. And sometimes it can happen that you are asked a question, and you will know that I have done this thing somewhere in the past, but at that moment you are not able to recall. Even then, you can very politely say that I know I have done this somewhere in my project, but at this moment I'm not able to recall it. Okay, so you can very politely mention that.
Yes.
uh, know about the job, and read the job description very, very carefully. Okay, so most of the questions are going to come from your resume and from the requirements for the job. So you have to read the job description multiple times very carefully, and also prepare your resume accordingly. Okay. So for example,
Okay.
you can have your resume, you can have your standard resume, but when a job opportunity comes and you read the job description and you see that some skills are needed, are more important than the others, so you can design your resume accordingly. Those skills, if you know, you can put them at the top, you can highlight that. So these kind of changes you can do per job in your resume. Okay. So
Okay.
that was my feedback on the interaction. I will come to your resume. So your resume is 3 pages resume, which is good overall. We say that 2 to 3 pages is fine. Uh, I would say that in your resume, if you see, your resume is the third page of your resume just covers like 30-40% of the page, and the rest 60% is empty. Okay. So I think this can be adjusted. The same content that you have in your resume can come in 2 pages. If you want to keep the same content, we can do a little bit of more of formatting and editing, and the same content can come in 2 pages. Okay. Because anyways your third page is like 60-70% empty, so that you can see. Apart from that, uh, you can make your profile summary a little bit more compact and concise. As of now, you have written like complete sentences in your profile summary. If you see, almost complete sentences. We can change this. We can make it a little more concise, use phrases or bullet points if you wish. So that you can do in your resume. Uh, for experience and skills as well, you can make it a little more concise. And in your responsibilities handle section, there's a typo, there's a spelling mistake that you can check, and again, you can make it a little bit more concise. Okay. Apart from that, just general thing is, keep your uh, resume, very concise and to the point, and highlight the important things. Stick to a common format and font. So if it is like 11 points font, it should be consistent throughout the resume. It should not be like somewhere you are using 11 points, somewhere you are using 14 points or 12 points. So be consistent with that. You can divide your resume in sections. Do a spell check on your resume. So if you are creating your resume on a Word document, then you can press Alt F7 keys, or go to the review tab of the Word file, and then do a very quick spell check. Okay. And then you can convert it
Yes.
into a PDF format. So if you
Okay.
just go to Google and search for resume format and go to the images part, you will see a lot of good resumes, and you can take some idea from there and can design your resume that way. All right. So that was my feedback on your on our interaction and the resume. Fine. Anything you
Okay.
want to ask?
No, only means I have need to check my confidence and make because of a little bit confidence to tell the answer for the questions. Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks,
Hello.
Mukta, for being a part of this mock interview. And in the description, you can find all the details. You can also find my email if you want me to conduct your mock interview. I will see you in the next mock interview. Thank you for watching.